everyone, welcome back. Did you discover any solutions that are currently in place to prevent damage from a storm surge? We're going to take a closer look at 2 existing solutions today. But before we get started, let's refresh our memories. Here you'll see the engineering design process. Remember, there are 6 stages beginning with ask, imagine, plan, create, improve, and share. Don't forget, these stages are iterative, meaning that you can move back and forth between each step as you continue working to engineer your solution. Today, we're going to focus on the imagine and plan stage. In the imagine stage, you research, brainstorm, and even select your solution. In the plan stage, you will generate a detailed design plan and gather all of your materials. Are you ready to get started? Let's go! Today, we're going to begin by researching 2 existing solutions that will prevent damages from a storm surge. Those solutions are levees and seawalls. A levee is a raised bank along a river or another source of water. They are built to protect coastal communities from erosion and flooding. Levees are usually made of soil or some other organic matter, like rocks or boulders. They run parallel or alongside the water. Levees can be as tall, or maybe even taller, than 12 feet. That's about the same height as 2 refrigerators stacked on top of each other. Let's look closely at 2 examples of levees. What do you notice about this image of a levee? What does that make you wonder? This is a picture of a levee located along the southeastern coast of Louisiana. On the right side of the image, along the water, you will see some large rocks, as well as a bank or a piece of flat land. These rocks were placed as a buffer to protect the soil from washing away. As tidal waves move inland, the rocks break the waves before they hit the land. The bank is placed there so that the levee is farther away from the water. This protects the levee from eroding or washing away quickly. On the left side of the image, you will see the hump or the levee. This levee is made of soil. The soil actually comes from a nearby pit. Here's the pit where the soil was dug up. After the soil was dug up, it is transported on a large dump truck to a barge. A barge is just a large flat boat that is used to transport materials over the water. The dump truck has to bring the dirt to a barge because it cannot access the levee on its own. Once the dirt arrives to the barge, excavators take the dirt and place it on top of the barge. Then the barge brings the materials and the excavators to the levee's location. Here, they take the dirt and place it to form the levee. Here you'll see another levee located in southeastern Louisiana. You might notice this levee looks a little bit different. It actually has grass and other plants growing on top of it. All this means is that the levee is older, so it's had time for vegetation to grow. The second solution we're going to analyze today is called a seawall. A seawall is also built to protect communities along the coast from erosion and flooding. Seawalls can be as tall, or maybe even taller, than 40 feet. The shape of seawalls can vary, so we're going to look at 3 differently shaped seawalls. The first seawall is vertical. A vertical seawall is just a flat wall made of concrete. The second type of seawall is a curved seawall, which you can probably guess means that it has a curved shape. This one is also made of concrete. The third is a stepped seawall with a curved top. It looks very similar to a staircase in a building or even in your house. At the top, you can see that the seawall has a curved shape. Again, this seawall is also made of concrete. That is something they all have in common. So you might be wondering, Why did we even analyze a seawall and a levee? If you remember from our first video, we have a problem. We live in a waterside home and a hurricane is coming. We also know that hurricanes bring very large storm surges, and we want to make sure we protect our home from being damaged. In order to do that, we're going to create a prototype. For your prototype, I challenge you to create either a levee or a seawall that will protect our home from the storm surge that is coming. You might start your planning by recreating one of the solutions we mentioned today to determine which you think is best. However, I encourage you to use your creativity in planning your solution. These existing solutions may have given you an idea for a new solution. Or maybe it gave you an idea of how you can modify one of the existing solutions we discussed today. These are all great places to start, so let's get to planning. When planning your solution, you might choose to draw a detailed model with labels, or maybe write a description. Using a model allows you to show other people what's in your imagination. You don't have to be an artist to draw a model. Just use simple shapes to communicate your ideas. And also include labels so that others know what those simple shapes represent. Write descriptive sentences so that others interpret your ideas correctly. Instead of drawing a model, you might choose to create a storyboard. A storyboard includes a sequence of events. By writing out or drawing the sequence of events, you can analyze your prototype closer. You can detail the interaction between the storm surge and the levee or seawall you plan to create. Instead, you might choose a mind map to plan your prototype. A mind map is a great way to get all of your ideas down on paper. You'll want to start with the central idea or your solution in the middle of your page. Expand on that idea or solution using words, pictures, diagrams, or maybe even more questions that you have. There's no right or wrong way to create a mind map. It just allows you to create a visual representation of your thoughts. Which one would you like to try today? Maybe you want to try more than one. Be sure that your plan includes a materials list. Remember, you can use any recycled materials from your house. You'll be testing your prototype with water to simulate a storm surge. So you may want to choose materials that are waterproof or water resistant. Today, I leave you with 2 challenges. The first challenge is to choose a solution for your prototype and begin planning. Remember, you want to create either a levee or a seawall. You can plan your solution by drawing a model with labels, writing a description, creating a mind map, or drawing a storyboard. The second challenge is to look around your home for recycled materials that you can use when creating your prototype. Be sure that you ask an adult to make sure you're allowed to use those materials. Then create a materials list and place all of your materials in a safe spot so that they are easily accessible when you're ready to begin creating your prototype. This will prepare you for the next steps of the engineering design process. Next time, we'll be creating, improving, and sharing as you continue working to engineer your solution. See you next time.